Victoria Murphy, and I am the next great baker. So I thought I would give you a sample of some of my cakes at home before you get the opportunity to see them on the show. The first thing that we have here are my cupcakes that I call cuppies, and they all have different little details and different little design work done on the top. Nice little sewing and cooking. The next thing that we have here is a cake that I did for a wedding. It's done all in buttercream. It's a traditional buttercream wedding cake. You've got some intricate piping work here and some piped flowers, and they loved it. The next one here is for my more trendy client. It's the Louis Vuitton trunk cake with the gum paste flowers, just to bring in a little pop of color and also to bring in a little bit of that girliness for her. The next sinister, dun dun dun, this is the Night of the Living Dead zombie cake. It was done for my 6th grade son's class, so of course you gotta have the gross out factor, so I thought that was absolutely awesome and gross. The next thing that we have here is my son also, he's all about b-ball and on the court and Michael Jordan, so I did him a Jordan gym shoe cake, which of course he loved. His mom made it. It's good. The next thing is my take on Alice in Wonderland. It's just a really whimsical cake that has a slice of cake with a cup of tea and cookies and some little flowers. And the last thing is a baby shower cake that we did to represent a little boy, a bundle of joy, and it just has a couple things on there. Little frog, little ducks, little bottle of shampoo. They absolutely loved it. So now that I've given you samples of my work, I want to now show you where the magic happens and how it gets done. I'm going to take you in my kitchen and I'm going to show you how to add a few gum paste flowers to a fondant cake, make it gorgeous, 5 minutes tops. Come on, I'll show you. Hi, it's Victoria Murphy. I'm back. And now is when I'm going to show you how to take a simple cake that has been pre-covered in black fondant and take some flowers that have been sugar flowers that have been pre-made. They're made with gum paste, and we're going to show you how to take these flowers and this cake and decorate it and make it something super elegant, and we're going to do all of that in 5 minutes, and the timer will be worked by my wonderful husband slash assistant, Carl Murphy. So let's start the timer and go. What you want to do is I start with the bigger flowers. I have a little bit of royal icing. Just dab a little bit of the royal on the back. They're going to help the flowers adhere to the cake. And you just stick your first one on there, like so. That helps them adhere to the cake a little bit. And I kind of like to stagger them a bit just so you can, just get that added dimension. Got a leaf, so we're going to add the leaf here. Put that there.
And babe, can I ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
Tell us about your food industry experience.
Well, for the past 3 years, I have owned and operated my own custom cake business, which is Sweet on You Custom Cake. Shout out. And I'm a self-taught baker, and that's just my kids. They always wanted the over-the-top cakes to impress the friends. So I thought, you know what? Instead of going out and spending $400 or $500 on a cake, I'm going to learn how to do this. And as you can see, it's pretty easy. What I'm doing now is I'm taking the pre-made flowers and I'm just putting them on the cake in a pretty abstract pattern. You don't have to have any set rhyme or reason. You're going to want to, when you put the royal on the back, you're going to want to hold it on there for just a second, just to make sure it adheres to the cake. And it's really nice that way.
And do you have any cake decorating, baking, or pastry experience?
Well, mostly it's just come through, I'm kind of self-taught, and it's come through trial and error. Like I said, owning my own custom cake business, a lot of things have just come from just trial and error. I have some cakes that have been phenomenal and magazine worthy, and some have been cake wrecks. So it just depends on where my frame of mind was on that particular day, and if I was going outside of the box and being really risky. And I'm looking over at my time. Husband, what time do we have?
2 minutes and 44 seconds.
2 minutes and 44 seconds. Let's see if we can rock this real quick. Again, you're just kind of staggering the flowers on the cake. You don't have to really do any rhyme or reason. They're just pretty abstract, and it'll give you a nice design. You'll see how the white really makes an impact on the black fondant. The white flowers have been covered with a little bit of the luster dust. And husband, time.
You've got 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
All right, let's see if we can rock this out in the next few minutes. This is almost like, you know, if you're on your way to a wedding, and what am I gonna bring? How about the cake? This cake makes a really bold statement. It's good for weddings or celebrations or what have you. Just kind of stagger them. As you can see, the process is going really, really quick. And you just, you know, sometimes you can step back, you can edit a little bit. Sometimes I like a bit much, sometimes I take away. It just depends on where I'm going at the particular time. And
1 minute 30 seconds.
looking at it, I'm gonna add one more here and right there. And all right, give me a final.
1 minute and 18 seconds.
1 minute, 18 seconds, not bad. Nice cake. You can take, you see we put it on an elegant stand. So again, 1 minute, 18 seconds, boom, in your face, done. Thank you, assistant. Give it to me up top. Bow.
Beautiful.
That's where it is.
Great work.
Hi, my name is Victoria Murphy. I'm 35 years old, African American, loving wife and mother of 6 beautiful and amazing children.
How would you describe your personality?
My personality is a bit, I would describe it as ghetto classy. I can be real classy, I can be cool, calm, and collected, but I can go real quick from Manhattan 5th Avenue to the Boogie Down Bronx if you take me there. So, ghetto classy. I'm very classy, but I will go there with you.
And how would your friends and toughest critics describe you?
My friends and toughest critics would probably describe me as loving and can be in your corner, but also short-tempered. I can be have easily frustrated, very little patience. So that's how they probably would describe me, as being a short-tempered person with very little patience.
What's your best and worst quality?
My best quality is that I'm really focused and I'm driven, and my worst quality is probably that I'm really focused and I'm driven because of that determination and that focus. We're not leaving the kitchen. So if I'm in a group and you're working with me, because of that determination and because of me being so driven, if you don't have it right, you're not going to sleep. You're staying in there with me all night. The type of people that push my buttons are arrogant people, push my buttons. Lazy people, push my buttons. Weak people, push my buttons. People who don't listen to me in particular, push my buttons. All of those people, I have 0 tolerance or patience for you. You push my buttons.
Tell us about your background and upbringing.
It's myself. I have a younger sister. We grew up primarily with my grandmother. My grandmother is from the South. She's big on soul food and big on cooking and soul food. So that's where I got my baking and my love of cooking from.
How do you feel you react to criticism?
Constructive criticism, I react really well to constructive criticism. Keep in mind, I put emphasis on constructive criticism because if it's not, if you start coming at my head, then we have a problem. Keep it constructive.
If you watched any episode of Next Great Baker, which cast members do you most relate to and why?
Minerva. I relate to Minerva for 2 reasons. First reason is that chick was nuts. I like that in your face, you're gonna listen to me attitude because that's me, that's my personality. And I also like her determination. It was one episode where she was about to go home and she spoke up because she was determined to stay there, and I like that fight in her. That's what I have in me.